Hello and welcome to the Flagstaff County Podcast. I'm your host, Cary Castagna, Communications Coordinator for Flagstaff County. Joining me today is my special guest, Kari Fox-Newby of the... I gotta say Cary. Yeah. Joining me today is special guest, Kari Fox-Newby of the Flagstaff Scottish Club. Welcome, Cary.
Thanks. Good to be here.
You're listening to the official podcast of Flagstaff County. All right, today we're going to be talking all about the Gathering of the Clans Highland Festival, which is happening Saturday, August 24th in Sedgewick at the Wild Rose Co-op Recreation Center. Now, Cary, let's get right to it. Can you tell us all about the history and significance of the Gathering of the Clans Highland Festival? And that's a mouthful.
Yeah, we like to shorten it up a little bit. We just call it GOTCHF.
GOTCHF,
so
okay.
It's just the initials, Gathering of the Clans Highland Festival, and we kind of smunched that all together. And sounds like we're going to sneeze, but it's GOTCHF.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Yeah. Back in 2018, the Scottish Club had been doing Robbie Burns nights for a while, and they had a pretty successful one. There was a few of the members and friends sitting around talking it over afterwards. And the idea come up that maybe they should do something in the summer, like maybe a camp out or have some pipers there and toss a caber and just kind of a fun weekend. And then it kind of got expanded on to where we have a full-blown festival now with the whole day and evening of events.
Yeah, why not go all out?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And get the whole community out for it.
So what can attendees expect at this year's festival? Are there any new events or features?
Well, we've got lots of returning favorites. We've got the heavy events, which includes the caber toss, putting the stone. They have a weight over bar and a hammer throw. And I might be missing one there somewhere, but yeah, they have a full...
sheaf toss?
Sheaf toss, yes.
Yeah, believe it or not, I actually did the heavy events.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It was pre-pandemic, but
yeah,
I only tried it once.
We encourage local community members to get involved, and we have some professionals that come in and teach the locals folks how to do it without getting hurt, and move those heavy weights and do those heavy throws without having any personal injuries.
Oh, and then, for sure.
And then just a friendly competition ensues for glory and fame.
Yeah. Well, is it the same guy that usually comes every year, or?
Actually, we have a new one coming this year, and I just have to look up the name here.
Because, I think my hammer throw was pretty good, but caber toss is tough.
Yeah, this year we've got Jim Garrick is coming to teach the heavy events. So
and where's he from?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, okay. But he's a big, strong...
Yes.
Young man.
Yeah, he's a professional competitor. Yeah.
Well, that's always a fun event. Yeah, and it's good to see a few locals always in that one.
For sure. Yeah. We've also got the Medicine River Wildlife comes out, and they've been at the event a few times in the past. They missed last year, but she brings a live great horned owl with her.
Oh, nice.
That people can see up close, and she talks about what they do at the Medicine River Center there for rescuing wild animals. Yeah. We've also got Chicken John's petting zoos coming back, so the kids can get hands-on with the furry critters and feathered critters there. And lots of vendors in our vendor villages. It's really filling out nicely, and we really focus on artisans and people that do handmade goods there. So it's we like to have that kind of old time feel to the festival where it's very artisanal kind of stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And people love that.
Yeah. It's unique items that you can't get anywhere else. Yeah. And maybe only once a year they come around this area for this event.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. We also have a great lineup of, we like to call them our Scottish beasties. So we've got Anchor Cay Ranch is bringing out their Highland coos, and those are the smaller cattle that have that lovely messy hairdo.
Oh, yeah.
horns on them, and they're very have a lot of personality. And we also have Shepaltas bringing out some shorthorn cattle, which is another. We try to focus on breeds of animals that are kind of traditional to Scotland. So
okay.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Scotland and the Celtic countries. So we've got some dogs that are coming with. We've got Shelties, and again, people will be excited to see the Irish Wolfhounds.
Oh yeah.
And Irish Wolfhounds are the biggest breed of dog in the World Records book. So they are quite tall, but very gentle giants, and quite nice to see and to be around. So
almost as big as horses.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. One of our members, Hovey, he said, that's the first time I've looked at a dog and thought, gee, I should have a tape measure with me.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see how tall they are.
That's not a dog, that's a horse.
Yeah. And we also have Munchkin cats that are the Scottish fold Munchkin cats this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
that's new?
That's new this year, yes.
Oh, nice. And also, I think you didn't mention Highland dancing, is that?
Yes. The Beaumont School of Highland Dance has been joining us for several years. And
so they'll be back this year?
They'll come back. And they do some demonstrations of the traditional dances that they perform for competitions. We don't have a competition at our event. We like to keep our event more about the fun and enjoyment of the culture without having people doing repeated events or whatever to compete against each other. So we just have more of a demonstration type of event.
Oh, okay. That's a full day of Highland activities. Oh, you've got some more.
Well, and we've got some new stuff this year.
Oh, okay.
We're really excited. We have a fellow coming out who's going to do a falconry demonstration.
Oh, nice.
And that's something that we've been trying to achieve for a couple of years, and we've actually managed to get this fellow to come out this year. I'm just looking up his name. There's so much to remember. It's like...
Well, it's just a massive event and a very popular one indeed.
Yeah, this is Gary Worley, and he calls his show the Radical Raptors.
Oh, nice.
Show. So, And we also have...
And sorry, and that'll be like Birds of Prey?
Yeah. Also have Chasing Dreams is a sheep herding demonstrator. So she has collie dogs that do sheep herding, and that's going to be fun. On our, we have 2 stages of entertainment that run all day. So as soon as the opening welcome performance with all the pipe bands is over, then we open up these 2 stages. There's one inside the curling rink, one outside.
Oh, okay.
And we've got some great musical acts this year that'll be coming. The Whoopsie Daisies is a group that they recently appeared out in Water Valley, has a Celtic festival. And it's a quartet of ladies who do some Celtic singing and fun songs. So we're really looking forward to them. We also have Deanna Dahlstrom does fiddle playing demonstration. She comes with a couple other members to her group that put on those demonstrations. And local returning is Leanne Ball from Killam. She's our dentist in Killam, but she also plays the fiddle. And
so she'll be back this year. Yeah.
Plays with her mum, Vivian Grindy, accompanies her. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Who else we got? Oh, the Celtic Roots. We're really excited about the Celtic Roots, and they're a multi-age. There's everything from adults to kids in their band. They have all different types of instruments that they play, spoons and fiddles and all kinds of stuff. And so we're really looking forward to them entertaining us as well.
This is amazing how you get this in one day. There's so much going on.
It's a really full day.
Yeah.
So advice to anyone who's coming is to kind of grab one of those programs right up front, and we've got the schedules in there, and we try to run each act at least twice. So if you didn't catch them in the first go around in the morning, then you catch them a little later on in the afternoon, and that's all listed in the program. So you can kind of pick through, find the things that you really don't want to miss, and schedule your day.
You got to have a plan going in, right? Yeah.
And we have all of our lineup on our website already, so you can go on there and check it out and see who's coming and kind of look up their histories and bios and stuff and pick out the ones that you really want to.
Yeah, and that website is flagstaffscottishclub.com. Yeah.
Another demonstrator we're quite excited about this year is Lucinda Warnock, and she's coming to teach the bow-ran drum and penny whistle. So she's going to put on 3 one-hour lessons during the day for up to 10 people, whoever gets there to sign up first come, first serve. And she'll be doing 2 lessons with the bow run. And the bow run is a handheld drum that you see a lot in Celtic music. So it's a thinner drum that you hold in your hand and has a 2-ended drumstick that you play it with.
Okay, I was going to ask you what it looked like.
Yeah, and the penny whistle is a small instrument, plays quite high pitch, but it's very similar tunes and notes to what the Great Highland bagpipes play.
Oh, okay.
So it's often used as a accenting instrument in Celtic bands and music. Yeah.
Nice.
I think I'm got through my list now.
That is a long list.
Unless you're looking at a list that has anything I've missed. Yeah.
I did want to mention afterwards, there's the Cary, right? The day kind of concludes with that. And I am pronouncing that right?
For sure, the Cary. And it's based on a, Celtic and East Coast kind of Canada kitchen party vibe.
Yeah.
And we're really excited this year to welcome the Darina Harvey Band. And they're currently the East Coast Music Association's entertainers of the year. So that's a crowd-voted band that they're favorites.
And they're from somewhere on the East Coast.
Actually, they're Newfoundland is kind of where they started out. They're actually based in Alberta now. So we're really happy that they were available to come and play at our event.
But originally from Newfoundland.
And they tour all over North America. They've gone through the States and out to Newfoundland, across Canada this summer. Yep.
Sounds like it's going to be a fun way to end the day. All right. So this is the 6th annual GOTCHF. Have you been involved since the beginning?
Kind of a little bit. Started out as a member of the Flagstaff Players, and we were asked to come and do some skits and fun poetry and stuff like that for the very first gathering in 2018.
Oh, okay.
And then after I joined up with the pipe band, then I got a little more involved in the planning and the being on the ground with the main team of putting that all together.
All right, I'll ask you a little bit more about that later, but I wanted to have an idea of how the festival has evolved over the last, it's more than 6 years, because I guess you took a couple years off for the pandemic.
We took 1 year off.
1 year
2020.
Off. So over the last, I guess, 7 years,
Yeah.
that it's spanned.
So we started out with, there's always been some changes from year to year. Last year, we decided to have the food trucks stay on because we had started out doing a big pig roast dinner that was part of our evening Kaylee. And just to save people money on ticket price and also to provide an opportunity for those great food trucks that we had coming out to just, people to go back and try them one more time during the day.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And give a little more menu variety to everyone rather than just have a single meal. We decided to keep those food trucks. So we'll be doing that again this year, and we have food trucks that will stay right through to 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. One thing that we added last year was a special kids zone area. So the kids zone has some games and things the kids can dig in we call it the Castle Ruins treasure pile, and they can come up with a few coins there maybe to go pay for a face painting or something like that. And also some games. We've had mini golf there for a few years, and this year we've got axe throwing both for the younger kids and also for adults.
Oh, wow. So
we're looking forward to woodshed axe throwing being there with some,
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. One new thing that we're doing, we're trying to make this into more of a full weekend deal. And we're doing a lot of setting up on Friday night. So we're pretty busy on Friday night, but there's lots of the vendors who come that want to come and be able to stay overnight and be there first thing in the morning. So for a couple of years, we've offered some camping for those vendors to come and stay. Yeah. And then we got to thinking, maybe somebody wants to come and really enjoy the Kaylee and they don't want to have to drive home afterwards. And once the daytime festival is over and all the vendor village and stuff clears out of the parking lot, there's lots of room there to park an RV overnight.
Yeah.
So this year we're offering free overnight RV parking starting at 5 p.m.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So you can wheel in there, park your motorhome or your trailer, set up for the night, and have some supper off the food trucks, stay for the ceilidh, and go to sleep in your own comfy bed.
Oh, perfect.
And in the morning, the Sedgewick Ag Society for a few years has offered a pancake breakfast over in the rodeo shelter that's just a few steps from the grounds, and they'll be doing that again this year too. And that breakfast is just by donation,
So it's slowly going to become a 2-day event.
Maybe, yeah. As we squeeze more stuff in, we might need a little more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Have you faced any challenges over the years in organizing such a huge event?
One of the things that we kind of set as a goal this year was to keep this a really top-notch festival, lots of quality entertainment, but to keep it really affordable for families. Mm-hmm. And so we started out by cutting our ticket prices in half for the daytime festival. So last year it was $20. This year adults come in for 10, kids 6 to 12 come in for $5. Wow. And a lot of entertainment included for that gate price.
Yeah, that's a great price.
So, of course, the challenge with that is to make our bottom line work out.
Oh, yeah.
So we've really been lucky in the last couple of years with lots of great community agencies, government agencies, and businesses that sponsor us. And we've been able to roll that into a cheaper ticket price. But we're always, looking for anyone who's interested in sponsoring us. We'll accept that too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, every little bit helps. Mm-hmm. But for $10, I think you got to go.
Oh, for sure. There's really, I was thinking, a couple adults, there's $20. Couple kids, 6 to 12, there's another 10, so $30. And you can bring your 5 and under kids for free.
Yeah.
So
and full day of entertainment.
$30, you could bring in a family of 6 and have a whole day out. Yes.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, can you share any memorable moments or stories from past festivals? Anything that jumps out for you?
One thing I was thinking about this afternoon was the first gathering that we were involved in as the Flagstaff players. They kind of gave us a carte blanche to do some entertainment. And they just gave us some slots on the stage and said, yeah, fill that up. Uh-oh. So we come up with this plan. We've got this dummy that we use for various plays and so forth that we've had over the years, and we call him Dead Fred.
Okay.
And we came up with this plan to reenact the last beheading in Scotland that was done, and it was Lord Lovat's beheading. And we thought, well, how can we behead this guy? And we want to have something that really does a good chop, right? So we found some big zucchinis, and we stuck them in for the neck of this dummy.
Oh, no way.
And we didn't have a proper executioner's, axe or sword, so we substituted a kitchen, what do they call those? The big...
Like a cleaver?
Cleaver, yeah. And so that was a lot of fun. My daughter got to swing the cleaver and chop off Lord Lovat's head.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Huh. That must have been a good feeling.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I'm going to get into your role now as an organizer. So obviously it just became a natural, right, for you to be part of the organizing committee too, right?
Yeah, and I kind of joined as I started out with the Flagstaff players and got involved in some of the on the ground entertaining that way. And then I joined the pipe band shortly after that and got more involved, and then kind of rolled into being a member of the Flagstaff Scottish Club. And through the years, just kind of picked up jobs that I thought I could help out with in any way. And yeah, so I've kind of gotten pretty involved now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's no shortage of volunteer roles.
For sure. One of my duties is to manage the volunteers. And it was kind of a job I made for myself after the first couple years. And I thought, there's lots of volunteers out there, but we need someone who's really on the ground with them, welcoming them in the morning, making sure that they have a t-shirt and they have a wristband, because anybody who volunteers gets into the event free for the day with a 2-hour shift on their volunteers. And I found this website, and I think it was actually I can't remember if it's the county that runs those concerts that we had at the rec center. We've had a few big name concerts there. And
That was the town of Sedgewick, yeah.
Yeah, they were using this platform called Sign Up, and it's a great website. It's free for community events type groups to use, and you can create all your jobs and put time slots on them, and then send that link out to the public, and the public goes on there and they just pick their own spot.
Yeah.
So it's really nice that way, that it kind of almost organizes itself once you get it all set up. And so that's kind of been one of my main jobs for the last couple of years, is just managing that.
And then this year they have you doing public relations.
Oh boy. I think it kind of came down to who can we ask, and who knows lots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you balance your duties as an organizer with your passion for playing the bagpipes?
Well, it's something that you just got to kind of squeeze in and find time for. I probably don't practice my pipes as often as I should. Don't tell Doug Brown that, because he's our pipe major. But yeah, it's good. Like, I really enjoy playing the bagpipes, so that's something that I find time for anyway.
Yeah, and you started when you joined the Flagstaff Scottish Club, basically.
Yes. Yeah. In 2018, when they founded the band, I was one of the first group of people that came in to learn at that time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So can you talk about the importance of community involvement and volunteerism in making this festival a success? Because obviously, I mean, this could not take place without volunteers.
Oh, for sure. Like, we really want to keep our community vibrant and give people things to do in small town Alberta without having to drive up to the big city to have great entertainment. So that doesn't happen without volunteers. So we're really, we appreciate our volunteers. As I mentioned, they get a free ticket in for the day's events, and we try to offer them, all kinds of welcoming and make sure that they know what they're doing, and give them some information about the jobs they'll be doing at the event. Mm-hmm.
All right. Now I just want to talk a little bit about the band, basically, right?
Battle River Pipes and Drums.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the Battle River Pipes and Drums? How did you become involved with the group? I know you kind of mentioned that.
Personally, I ran into Ian Malcolm. He was one of the founding forces behind getting this band going, and he was at a Christmas craft fair in Killam with Karen, and they were selling some Scottish goods with the club, and had his bagpipes there, and he was playing, and I knew him from being involved with the gathering as part of Flagstaff Players, and he said, well, we're kind of kicking around this idea to start a pipe band. Would you have any interest in maybe learning bagpipes or drums?
Yeah.
And I've always been a little bit into music. I had piano lessons when I was a kid, and I've played, the recorder in school and stuff like that, but I always enjoyed singing and music and that sort of thing. So I was like, well, what do you have to do to learn the bagpipes? And he pulled out his practice chanter, which is just basically the part of the instrument that you put your fingers on, and you blow into it directly. And I tried it and couldn't get anything but, out of it. And I was hooked by the challenge, because I knew it was going to be a challenge. And I thought, I was staring down the barrel of an empty nest, and I needed something to do in my after school hours that weren't after school anymore. So
plus Ian's a very good recruiter.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
But, it was something that he was just very open and easy about. Come out, give it a try. If you don't like it, no obligation to stay on. And, well, here I am 6 years later. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy most about playing with the Battle River Pipes and Drums?
Some of my favorite experiences have been getting involved in the big festivals and playing when they have the mass band. So they put together all the pipe bands that are at the festival. So we've got 4 full pipe bands coming this year, and a few members of other bands coming. And at the beginning of the day, when we do our welcome performance, and at the end of the day to close out the daytime festival, we have a mass band where all the bands come together and play.
And they march.
And we march, we march in and march out. And it's just to be in the center of all that music and sound. It just fills you right up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the people watching are very appreciative of it.
For sure, yeah.
All right, so how do you and your group prepare for performances? Especially this mass performance you're putting on at GOTCHF?
We have a kind of a regular Monday night rehearsal that we do. So every Monday of the year kind of thing, it's not a holiday or whatever, we get together and out in Sedgewick here and we have a practice and play the tunes that we need to learn.
Yeah.
And a couple times a year we have band camps where we get in some top level players to really give us some good instruction, and intense weekends where we pack a lot in and do a lot of learning, but we also have a lot of fun.
Oh,
so,
yeah. But it's just like playing any other instrument, right? You just got to keep working at it.
Yeah. Steady practice. Yeah. If
you
can put in, an hour or two a week, even in 20-minute spots. One of our members says, just have your chanter with you while you're watching TV, and every time a commercial comes on, play a tune, because it only takes a minute or two to get through a tune, and then
So, can you describe like the technique? Is it rather difficult, or how did you find it?
Well, there's a lot of learning the finger movement and building that muscle memory so that you can play the notes nice and clean and sharp.
Yeah.
And then memorizing the music, because of course when you're marching, you can't have a book in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to kind of repeat that and get the tunes in your head to really memorize them well. But it's a challenge. The bagpipes are a challenging instrument. They've always got some little hiccup that they're going to throw at you. Like I've had happen to me where, you're about to start mass bands and you blow into the bag and squeeze and there's no resistance. And that means trouble because one of your reeds has fallen out.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
So then you're kind of in a hurry to, tear that apart, jam that reed back in there, get it playing, make sure you're in tune and then go. But yeah.
But obviously it's a big tradition. It's a big Scottish tradition, the bagpipes. So it's got a rich history.
They've been kind of in Scotland since I think the 1400s. I'm not an expert on the history of them, but they've been around a lot of years. And what I'm really enjoying seeing now in the age of YouTube and all the things that you can watch around the world is how they've really spread out and they're going into like across Canada, across the United States, into India and Africa, and there's Russian pipe bands. And so it's really neat to see that culture expanding.
Okay, if someone's interested in playing, what advice would you give them?
Start out with a really good quality practice chanter. Don't worry about the bagpipes for the first little while. And find somebody who's a good teacher to avoid making any of those mistakes right off the hop and getting bad habits.
Yeah.
So it's good to get some lessons right up front, and also helps you to progress a lot quicker if you've got somebody who knows what they're doing, because they can help you get over any of those hurdles that come up with, why is this happening? When I blow into this thing, it just stops and there's no air. Well, your reed's wet. All you have to do is pull it out and dry it off. That sort of thing. Yeah.
Someone with some experience that can
for sure
kind of calm you down when something goes wrong, right?
Yeah, and just keep you moving forward with incremental improvement, and that's
All right, so how's your progression been with the instrument so far?
Well, they say it takes 7 years to make a piper, and
so you got one more year.
I got about a year before I can call myself a piper. It's good. Like, I've tried to stay pretty steady with it.
Yeah.
When we first started the band, there was probably 8 or 10 folks that came out to learn, or at least try it out. And quite a few of those folks have dropped away. And I think what happens is either people don't have the time or they just don't put in the time and they feel frustrated.
Yeah.
So the important thing is to kind of stay slow and steady with it. And it works out pretty good. Yeah.
All right. Now, do you have a favorite tune or piece to play, and why?
I've got a couple tunes, but really my favorite tune at any given moment is the one that I can play pretty good, and I haven't played it so much I'm sick of it.
Oh, yeah?
When you're memorizing music and when you're playing with the band, quite often you play some of those tunes to death a little bit.
Oh, like any in particular? Or?
Oh, well, there's always the one that you play as your tune-up song or whatever, that it's kind of like, okay, one more time. But your fingers sort of do what they do on their own, and you don't have to pay too much attention once you've done them, 1,000 times.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So are you of Scottish heritage then?
Somewhere back there, I probably
Like
have a
way
little
back in
little sliver somewhere, but not a whole lot really.
No, because I'm just wondering, like, how you see the future of traditional Scottish music and festivals like GOTCHF.
Well, I think because there's such a good embracing of that around the world and around, especially in Canada, there's lots of these festivals, and we see new ones popping up from year to year. And communities like Water Valley and Carstairs, we went down there earlier this year. They're having like their second gathering type festival, similar event to ours. Not built up as much yet, but they had a pretty good day out there too. And I think it's going to be something that stays alive and keeps going in our province, because there's lots of people who enjoy it and are making it happen. Mm-hmm.
It's a great way to showcase the Scottish heritage, and I think it draws people from all sorts of backgrounds, right? Like
for sure, yeah.
It's very inclusive, yeah.
And I mean, it's a lot of fun. That's why I've stayed involved, is because it's that fun culture of, having those ceilidh parties where everybody's up and dancing and enjoying the music, and it's good toe tapping stuff. It's not.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
So what impact do you hope the festival has on the local community and beyond?
I hope it helps just keep the community spirit alive and keep our community vibrant. I've found since we had COVID that people are less interested in getting out of their house.
Yeah.
But
they're starting to come around though.
But we really need to do that. We need to get out and greet the neighbors and have some fun together. Maybe come to our festival. Maybe you meet your friends and you go taste a couple samples off of the artisan distillery lineup, or maybe you come out to the ceilidh and you spend the evening dancing, and that's just something that really builds those friendships and bonds in the community.
Yeah, try something new, right? So something, I guess, get out of your comfort zone, right? And,
for sure.
And do something different, yeah.
Yeah, and you might be surprised at how much fun you have.
Oh, yeah. It's really a strong event. I think it's, it's very impressive to, what we have out here. And
yeah, like we've had our core members that have worked really hard to keep that going. And
it shows,
Yeah, to really keep the enthusiasm for it up on our end so that we can put on a good show for the community.
I think people look forward to it every summer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was also curious how ticket sales are going. So if you've got lower ticket prices, are ticket sales picking up?
We've had pretty good ticket sales. We would like to see more, of course.
Oh yeah.
And we really want people to come out and see the Darina Harvey band, because we don't always get that caliber of entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's something that, you can go see them in Edmonton, but you're paying to drive to Edmonton, and you're paying a higher ticket price, and you can come and see them right in Sedgewick and stay in your motorhome afterwards, and it's just a nice hometown experience.
Plus, and it's a more intimate venue, right?
For sure.
Yeah, you get. Yeah. They're more accessible. They're closer, and.
Yeah, and I love the Lougheed Centre in Camrose, and I've been to lots of shows there, and but what I find is frustrating is you go there and you sit in a chair to watch the band, and you can't get up and dance.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys in a venue where we can dance and have a good night.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so if you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
I think probably, I always think about that hilltop or a mountaintop or something like that, where you can just, hear your instrument echo. But being in a mass band in somewhere like Edinburgh and Scotland, that would be a
cool,
top-notch performance. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
All right, and what's one fun fact about the bagpipes that most people don't know?
I think just that they're a little temperamental. But when it all comes together, there's nothing more satisfying, because it's a little difficult to get to that point. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine trying to play them.
Well, like I said, step by step, incremental improvement. That's all you're looking for. And yeah. Sooner or later it comes together and it's like, hey, I can play.
Yeah. So, and can you share a funny or unexpected moment you've experienced while performing? Anything that jumps out for you?
I had one written down here. I'm just going to remind myself because, oh, yes, it was in Wainwright. We were up at Wainwright for the Taste of Wainwright recently.
Okay.
And the band just did a final march up the street playing. And we had a bunch of the young kids that were kind of racing along with us. And at the end of the street, they sort of got in Doug's way, and Doug's a big guy. Like, he's, you don't want to get in his way.
No, not at all.
So that gave us all kind of a good chuckle when he veered off and almost run over the kids just to teach them a lesson for, you don't get in the pipe major's way. But it was all in good fun. And then when we come back down the street afterwards, because it was the end of the night, lots of the vendors were kind of closing up shop. So they were tossing us free slices of pizza and bits of Subway. And yeah, it was good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's all about is fun.
Yeah.
Now, I did notice you brought your bagpipes.
I did.
So does that mean you're going to play a little bit for us?
I might be convinced to whip off a couple tunes here. Sure.
Yeah, we don't have to play too long, but yeah, just to get a kind of an idea. It'll only be the second time that someone's played at Flagstaff County, because we did have Ian do it earlier this year.
For sure.
When we were promoting the Robbie Burns night. So before we get to that, though, just want to reiterate that the gathering of the Clans Highland Festival, also known as GOTCHF, is happening Saturday, August 24th at the Wild Rose Co-op Recreation Center in Sedgewick. Now, gates open at 10 a.m. and the evening,
That's right.
and the evening entertainment by the Dorina Harvey Band starts at 5 p.m. So don't you dare miss it. Get your tickets on the Flagstaff Scottish Club website at flagstaffscottishclub.com, and then look under upcoming events. Now, Cary, where else are tickets available?
Well, you can buy tickets right at the event on the day, but if you go on the website and pick your tickets up in advance, you will save a bit of money on the Cary tickets. And when you're coming in the gate in the morning for the daytime festival, you can go to the faster lineup that's for the ticket holders, because we have a lineup for need a ticket and have a ticket. And generally that have a ticket lineup goes quite a bit faster. So if you want to get into the event and not stand in a lineup, then that's the way to go, is to pick them up online.
Oh, yeah, that's the smart way. So $10 will get you in for all the day events. And then what are the prices for the Cary?
The Cary online is $25, and at the event you can get in for $30.
Oh, okay. A great band, great entertainment. They're worth the price of admission.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. And that's a savings off of what you'd be paying to go see them at any other venue in Alberta right now.
There's no way you could see them in Edmonton for that price.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Cary, for taking time out of your schedule to hang out with me today. It's been a pleasure having you on the Flagstaff County podcast, and we'll end this podcast with some music from you.
All right.